So, you have finished at least one of the quizzes, if not more, and you have a lot of information about who you are now. And chances are, if you're like my clients, you're saying, but I don't like this, but this isn't good. And you're looking at the one or two things and throwing everything into a negative light. So I want to ask you to do this. I want to ask you to not consider things as good or bad about yourself right now when you look at these quizzes. I want you to look at the quizzes and ask yourself, is this true or not? Quizzes are not infallible. They make mistakes. So before we get too far, I want you to kind of print everything out, take a look at it, and decide, you know what, that probably is me, this probably isn't me. But look at it from a really objective place, not one of, oh, no, that's not me, and get really frustrated about it. Secondly, I want you to ask yourself, is this working for me? So there are going to be those of you who are understanding for the first time that maybe you're an introvert and you had no clue. And although you're going to be great at being by yourself or needing time away and not feeling lonely, or being able to process things deeply on your own without having to talk to everybody about it. But if you have kids, you may be short with them and frustrated because you are an introvert and you didn't realize you needed time. So I want you to ask yourself, is your life working for you right now? Are the systems you have in place, the jobs, the people, everything, kind of honoring who you are as a person? Or do a few things need to shift and change, just the small, tiny tweaks? Lastly, I want you to ask yourself, have I been giving to others what I understand me to be? So if I was an extrovert, then I would be trying to reach out to everybody because I would think everybody wants to talk all the time. And I may be in a house of introverts and it's not working, right? So I want you to consider, now that you have a base and awareness of yourself, are you kind of being in the world in ways that assumes everybody else is the same? Because maybe they're not. This is why it's important for us to know that it's not good or bad. It's just, is it working? When we get an awareness of ourselves, when we start to have a self that we love and we are figuring it out and learning about, it's really important to not judge ourselves or others for the way they're acting toward us. One final one. As you are navigating all this, understand and realize that your kids also have their own personalities. And before you ask, kids around the age of 8 or 9 are starting to come into their personalities, and some of these quizzes and tests would be great for them to take if they have the patience. It's also possible for you to just kind of ask them questions and say, hey, what do you think about this, or what do you think about that? And I think it's not recommended, but you might be able to answer some questions for them, but don't try to answer all of the questions of a personality test for them, because they may surprise you. And it's really important for us to get a clear picture of who they are as well, especially if you have tweens, so the age of 10, 11, 12, and then the teenagers. If they would take these tests, you are golden, because then you are going to understand so much more about them than you ever did before. And that's going to help you understand yourself. So there's things that you don't need to do and expend your energy on because maybe they just don't need it and you never realized it. I want to just give a final example and a push to really encourage you to do the Strengths Finder test. I know that requires that you buy a book, but the Gallup organization has done an amazing job with that particular test. And I just want to use that one because I've had a fresh conversation with somebody who's just taken it, and it's run along the lines of this whole entire video. Oh my gosh, I don't like myself. My work is making me take this, and then they're going to ask me what I'm bringing to the table. So let me run through this with you as a mom and help you to see and sort out what this can look like and what you're bringing to the table to your family. Okay, so this person who I know and love has a strength of input, which means they crave to know more, they love learning, they're good at reading and learning things that way. They're incredibly adaptable. They're into connection. They love how people connect and things connect. They're an includer, which means absolutely no one will ever feel left out when they're around. And they're very, very, very responsible. So I will say that they are in an office where knowledge is incredibly important. And because only one of this person's strengths is about knowledge, they feel like they're kind of useless at work. They don't know what everybody else knows. They're kind of second tier. So what good is adaptability and connectedness and being an includer? Unless I tell you that people from other countries come to this office for information and help and education. So let's look at this again. Is knowledge important? Sure. But somebody who has the ability to connect, somebody who could make sure that nobody ever feels left out and is incredibly flexible and adaptable to whatever the day holds, they're the heart and soul of that office. That office could do all of the knowledge work that's ever needed and be excellent at all of the doing. But where's the soul? Where's the love for the internationals that are coming in? Where's the heart behind it all? And that's what this person brings to the table. So I want you to understand and leverage your strengths. Know your strengths. Love them, work in them, honor them. It doesn't mean that that's where you're going to live, but that's where you can aim your life. And it all matters. What I most hope that you will get from this particular day is that you are so unique and valuable and important. It's not the good, the bad, the right, the wrong. I wish I was this, I wish I was that. It's, wow, what are you? Because you are bringing beauty and strength to your family and your life. And I want you to trust that. I want you to lean in and start to live that and believe it. Do your work for today and bring yourself to everything you're doing. Your family needs it and your life deserves it.